Hi, future teacher, and welcome to this full-length pre-K through 4 practice test covering Module 3 for people who want to become a licensed teacher in the state of Pennsylvania. This video is proudly presented by teacherpreps.com, the #1 choice for test prep to pass your teacher certification exam. If you're watching this, you've probably just completed our second pre-K through 4 Module 3 practice test and are here to review your answers. If you haven't yet taken the practice test, we do not recommend that you watch this video, for inadvertent exposure will spoil your chance to actually take the practice test and, most importantly, check your readiness for exam day. If you haven't enrolled yet, navigate to teacherpreps.com and click on the blue button labeled Get Test Prep now to get all the resources you need to pass in one place. Starting us off with question 1, here we go. A kindergarten teacher incorporates number stories into the daily routine to enhance mathematical learning. What is the primary educational benefit of this method? The main benefit here is that number stories effectively contextualize mathematical concepts within everyday scenarios, significantly boosting children's logical reasoning and problem-solving abilities. So we'll go with answer option B. Great job, let's keep it moving. Next up, a teacher uses a calendar activity where students mark each day and count down to upcoming events. This daily routine helps young learners understand. Letter B looks best here: fundamental subtraction skills and the anticipation of future events via temporal concepts. Keep in mind that calendar activities inherently teach basic subtraction and foster an understanding of time, enabling children to practice forward thinking and temporal awareness. Nice work. Moving on. To enhance understanding of fractions, a second-grade teacher uses pizza slices to demonstrate how fractions are part of a whole. This method is particularly effective because it Option A provides a visually tactile means to comprehend the mathematical concepts. While taking your pre-K though for exam, be on the lookout for answer options that make abstract concepts tangible and relatable. Great! Next question. A kindergarten teacher uses blocks of different colors and sizes to teach sorting and categorization. To further differentiate this instruction, she could tailor instructional support based on individual student performance and understanding levels, which comes from letter C. On exam day, seek out the answer option that uses differentiated instruction by adjusting the level of guidance based on each student's proficiency to create a more personalized and effective learning experience. Pause here. Give yourself a pat on the back for working so hard on this important exam. You are well on your way to passing Module 3. I can feel it now. This question reads: a teacher notices a student struggling with multiplication and decides to implement a diagnostic test. The primary goal of this test is to Option B is the most appropriate here, and that's because a diagnostic test is crucial for pinpointing specific challenges a student faces in multiplication. If you didn't get this one correct, be sure to revisit the assessments page in our study guide. Let's move to the next question. At the end of the school year, a teacher administers a comprehensive math test covering all topics taught. This type of assessment is best described as Answer option D, summative assessment, is correct. Remember that summative assessments are used at the conclusion of the instructional period to evaluate student learning, reflecting their achievement and understanding of the curriculum taught throughout the unit, semester, or year. This question reads: a 4th grade class engages in a project where they must build models using various geometric shapes. The teacher uses this activity to emphasize the connections between letter C, different types of polygons and their respective geometric properties. On test day, be on the lookout for answer options that encourage and empower students to explore and understand the relationships of the topics their teacher is teaching them about. Ready for the next question? Great, let's keep going. When introducing problem-solving strategies, A teacher focuses on breaking down complex problems into simpler parts. This method is known as. For this one, the best response I see comes from option B, which is decomposition. Remember that decomposition is a critical problem-solving strategy that involves segmenting complex problems into simpler, more manageable components, facilitating understanding and resolution. Did you get that one correct? Excellent. Our next question reads: a kindergarten class engages in an activity where students must arrange number cards in ascending order. This exercise helps in developing their counting and sequential ordering abilities, or letter B, as arranging number cards sequentially strengthens children's understanding of numerical order and enhances counting skills. Great! Let's take a look at our next question. A teacher uses animal figurines to demonstrate grouping and classifying animals by different criteria. This lesson primarily aims to improve the classification and sorting skills based on distinct criteria. This answer came from option D. Let's keep this good flow moving by visiting the next question. A preschool teacher uses counters and picture cards to help children practice simple addition by counting objects associated with each number. This approach is effective because it. Letter C looks best here. Enhances numerical literacy by facilitating the association of quantities with visual symbols. Notice here how this correct answer option provides a concrete method for children to visualize and understand the relationship between the topic at hand. Pro tip: look for similar solutions on test day. Fantastic job so far, future teacher. Let's keep going and get you totally prepared for your upcoming exam. During a math lesson, a teacher employs a balance scale to demonstrate the concept of equality and basic algebraic thinking with equations. This hands-on tool aids understanding by. Answer option C is correct, demonstrating the principles of balance and equivalence in equations through the physical representation of weights. Are you noticing a pattern to find the correct solutions yet? This shares another example where the abstract concept, in this case being of equality in equations tangible, allows students to visually and physically experience the lesson in order to enhance the learning. Keep an eye out for solutions like these. Let's keep going. A teacher uses a digital tool that simulates building and measuring virtual objects to teach third graders about area and perimeter. The use of this technology aids learning by. The correct response comes from answer A, providing interactive and immediate feedback on measurements and calculations. Notice here how the technology allows students to engage directly with the concepts of area and perimeter and receive immediate feedback to correct and understand their calculations better. Are you finding value in this practice test review? If so, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button to let us know. Great! Let's keep going. In a unit on geometry, a first-grade teacher introduces tessellations by having students create repeated patterns using various shapes. This activity helps students understand. Option B, how tessellations are created through shapes fitting together. Are you familiar with tessellations? If you need a refresher, make sure to look back at our study guide, which is filled with visual examples. Moving onwards, let's read our next question. A teacher uses an online survey tool to help fourth graders conduct a survey on playground games, which they later analyze using simple statistical tools. This technology enhanced activity aids in understanding. Employing an online survey tool teaches students how to gather and analyze data, emphasizing the use of digital resources to understand and interpret information from their environment effectively, and so we're going with letter D on this one. Next up, in an effort to teach students about organizing and interpreting data, a second-grade teacher incorporates a lesson where students count the number of each type of vehicle passing by the school and categorize the data in a table. This activity teaches. For this one, letter A appears to be most appropriate, since this activity equips students with fundamental skills in data collection and categorization, essential for analyzing and understanding patterns in observable data, which are crucial aspects of scientific and mathematical education. Excellent job, future teacher. If you are still watching, you are really putting yourself on the path to pass. Let's keep going. A first-grade class participates in a science fair project where they must use data to support their conclusions about which plant grows best in sunlight. This approach to science education emphasizes the importance of Option B. Reliance on verifiable evidence to support scientific conclusions. Did you pick letter B, too? You're doing great. Let's check out the next question. In a lesson on water cycles, a teacher uses a closed terrarium to demonstrate evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. This method helps students understand scientific concepts through. Notice here how in using a terrarium, students can directly observe the stages of the water cycle, including evaporation, condensation, and precipitation, which concretely demonstrates these essential scientific processes. Again, the correct answer is the one where students gain hands-on experience. This is crucial for selecting the correct response on your pre-K through 4 exam. Option C here is best. In a lesson on weather patterns, a teacher asks students to predict the weather based on cloud observations and then verify their predictions using a weather app. This approach teaches children to Letter D. Use observational and digital tools to understand meteorology. This method engages students in using both direct cloud observation and digital tools to make and verify weather predictions. Did you pick option D as well? Fantastic job, future teacher. Let's have a look at the next question. A kindergarten class engages in a recycling project where they sort different materials. The teacher extends this activity to include discussions on the environmental impact of waste. This teaches students to Option A. Connect scientific concepts of recycling with environmental awareness. Our next question reads, at the end of a semester, students are required to complete a comprehensive project on renewable energy. This project serves as a Option C. Summative assessment. A semester-ending project on renewable energy assesses students' overall grasp of the topic, serving as a summative assessment that gauges their depth of understanding and learning. A teacher uses the results from a unit test on magnetism to group students for remediation, enrichment, or standard instruction. This use of assessment results primarily aims to Letter D. Differentiate instruction according to varying student needs. Notice again when you see an answer option on test day that groups students based on results for differentiated instruction to meet the diverse educational needs. This is more than likely the answer that you'll want to select. Wonderful job on this practice test. Ready for some more reps? Here we go. In a lesson about the water cycle, a teacher uses a model to demonstrate evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. This model helps students grasp which unifying concept of science. Using a model of the water cycle helps illustrate the concept of systems by showing how various processes like evaporation, condensation, and precipitation interact within the Earth's hydrosphere to sustain the water cycle, which comes from answer option A. Students are asked to measure the temperature change when ice melts in water, relating this to the conservation of energy. This experiment helps students understand. That will come from answer option C, the interplay of kinetic and potential energy in changing states of matter, as measuring temperature changes during the melting of ice highlights the conservation of energy, showcasing how energy transitions between forms, kinetic to potential, without being lost, aligning with the principles of thermodynamics. If you are feeling rusty on science terms, make sure to revisit this section of the pre-K through 4 study guide. Now, let's get some more practice in. A third-grade class engages in a project where they use a digital simulation to explore genetic traits like eye color and hair color. This technology-based approach helps students grasp concepts related to letter A, heredity and the basic principles of genetics. If you receive a question on exam day utilizing technology or a digital device, look for an answer option that embeds the main benefit of what the question is asking into the answer option. Excellent. Let's move on to the next problem. In a lesson on ecosystems, a teacher uses an interactive online ecosystem map to show how various animals adapt to their environment. This tool primarily enhances learning by letter D, providing a visual and interactive representation of ecosystems and animal adaptations. The interactive map sounds like a fantastic tool for this teacher's students, and this option best helps foster a comprehensive understanding of ecological relationships and adaptations. Our next problem states, in a unit on biodiversity, a teacher uses an interactive online tool to explore the causes and consequences of species becoming endangered. This digital activity helps students learn about. The correct response here is straightforwardly letter C, the factors that threaten species with extinction and the global efforts to protect biodiversity. Let's keep going. To explore the concept of watersheds and wetlands, a teacher creates a model watershed in class that demonstrates water flow, filtration, and the effects of pollution. This hands-on model primarily enhances understanding of. The answer option I'm liking most here comes from letter B, as the model watershed from the exam statement facilitates a direct understanding of how watersheds manage water flow, the critical role of wetlands in purifying water, and how pollution can disrupt these natural processes. All right, let's check this next example problem out. It reads, in a lesson on force and motion, a teacher sets up a series of ramps with different surfaces to test how objects slide down each one. This experiment is primarily used to teach students about the effects of surface texture on friction and motion from letter C. By experimenting with ramps of varying surfaces, students directly observe and understand how the texture of a surface impacts friction, which in turn affects the motion of sliding objects. A teacher uses an interactive online software that simulates weather patterns and climate zones around the world. This technological tool helps students learn about letter D, the global distribution of climate zones and their associated weather patterns. The simulation software provides an engaging way for students to explore and visualize the diverse climate zones across the globe and understand the typical weather patterns associated with each zone. Our next question reads, in a unit on the solar system, a teacher employs a planetarium visit to show students the nature of objects in the solar system and universe. This immersive experience primarily helps students. A visit to a planetarium allows students to visually and spatially grasp the composition, scale, and movements of celestial bodies, making abstract astronomical concepts more tangible and comprehensible. This answer comes from option letter A. Moving on. A teacher uses obstacle courses that include jumping, crawling, and balancing activities to help kindergartners develop motor skills. This type of activity helps promote jumping, crawling, and balancing will help develop coordination, balance, and physical confidence in young learners, which is answer letter C. You are doing wonderfully. Let's keep this practice test going. A school implements a program where students participate in team sports to encourage social interaction and teamwork. This initiative supports children's development by team sports are excellent for developing vital social skills, enhancing cooperation among students, and promoting enjoyment through engaging in shared physical activities, so letter B is best here. A teacher uses a virtual reality game to simulate different sports activities for upper elementary students. This technology is chosen to answer option A. Provide a realistic experience of various sports in a controlled environment. Here we go with the next problem. In an effort to promote cardiovascular health, a school incorporates jump ropes into its physical education curriculum. The selection of jump ropes primarily supports option D. Cardiovascular endurance and coordination, as jump roping is a dynamic exercise that significantly contributes to cardiovascular health and coordination. Fantastic job you're doing. Let's keep it rolling. In a lesson on health and nutrition, a teacher wants to ensure that information is accessible to all students, including those with learning disabilities. To modify the instruction, the teacher could I really like the selection at option B to provide visually engaging materials and interactive activities to simplify complex concepts. Remember that employing visually engaging and interactive materials makes complex concepts more accessible and easier to understand for all students, particularly beneficial for those with learning disabilities. Alrighty, next question. A kindergarten class includes children with a wide range of physical abilities. To support their development in motor skills, a teacher incorporates activities that teaching motor skills will be an important aspect, particularly for any aspiring early years teachers watching this. For that reason, keep in mind that creating activities that vary in challenge and support, including using assistive devices, helps children of all physical abilities participate meaningfully and develop their motor skills effectively. At the end of a semester-long course on health and nutrition, students are required to complete a comprehensive project demonstrating their understanding of diet and lifestyle impacts on health. This project is an example of the comprehensive project at the semester's end serves as a summative assessment, providing a conclusive evaluation of the students' understanding and learning throughout the course on health and nutrition, reflecting their grasp of essential dietary concepts and their impacts on health. So, we're going with option letter C for this case. Let's keep it going. Alright, let's see if we can get this one. A teacher uses movement analysis software to record and analyze students' physical activities during class. The results from this technology are used to movement analysis software provides valuable real-time data that can be used for formative assessment, so I'm going to select option D on this question. Is that what you answered to? Wonderful job sticking around with this video. If you haven't already, please let us know you like it by hitting that thumbs up button. No more time to chat, let's keep the practice moving. This question reads, in an effort to reduce health risks associated with sedentary behavior, a school implements structured physical activity breaks during class hours. This initiative is designed to letter A. Enhance cognitive function and academic focus through regular physical activity. Structured physical activity breaks are implemented to counteract sedentary behaviors, with the primary goal of boosting cognitive engagement and focus, thereby improving academic performance and attention in students. A teacher introduces a program that combines dietary education with regular physical fitness assessments. This approach primarily serves to option D. Equip students with the knowledge and tools to make healthy lifestyle choices. Note that the combined focus on diet and physical fitness helps students understand the integral relationship between nutrition and exercise, empowering them to make informed choices that enhance their overall health. Great! Now this question reads, in a unit on spatial awareness, a teacher uses obstacle courses that require navigating under, over, and around various barriers. This method effectively enhances students' letter C. Skills in spatial navigation and physical agility. Obstacle courses enhance perceptual and spatial awareness skills by requiring students to navigate through complex setups, thereby improving their physical coordination and awareness of their surroundings. Next up, we have a middle school implements a dance program that includes a variety of music and dance styles, encouraging students to express themselves freely through movement. This program primarily fosters Answer option D. An appreciation for diverse cultural expressions and physical fitness. Excellent job, future teacher. Let's keep this going. In a health class, a teacher discusses the importance of hydration, especially during physical activities. Educating students about hydration aims to Answer A. Minimize the risk of dehydration and its adverse effects during exercise. Keep in mind that teaching about hydration emphasizes its critical role in maintaining health and performance during physical activities, helping students understand how proper hydration prevents heat-related illnesses and supports overall physical well-being. Last but not least, we have reached our final question on this second full-length Module 3 PreK-4 for practice test, which reads, a school ensures that all playground equipment is surrounded by a soft landing surface. This safety measure is implemented to. After evaluating the options, B looks best to minimize injury risks associated with falls from play equipment. The reasoning is because soft landing surfaces are crucial for reducing the severity of injuries from falls, thereby enhancing the safety of the playground environment for students engaging in physical activities. Well, future teachers, you completed watching this Module 3 PreK-4 practice test, and by doing so, you're taking the steps you need to pass on your next try. I commend your hard efforts and am wishing you all the best on exam day. Go get 'em! This test prep is proudly brought to you by teacherpreps.com. Thank you so much for watching.